All right, so now you know what you need to do in terms of job search, tactics, networking, customize your resume, everything, right? Now we have to put into practice. We need to make it work because that's what is going to differentiate you. Everything that we're talking here, all the things that I've been sharing, they're great. They're great information. They might be adding to what you know already. There might be something new. There might be something like that you need already. However, now you need to put into action. Nothing's going to happen if you actually don't connect with people, if you don't apply to roles, if you don't really, do all the active and the passive actions that we discussed in terms of your job search. However, I understand that this can be very overwhelming. So, what I try to create, that's how I work. I'm a very organized, disciplined person. So, I work with spreadsheets and I like, to plan things that way. I completely understand that this might not be for everyone. However, I would like that to share that with you because I find helpful for myself and most of my clients. What I mean to show here today for you is a progress tracker, which is going to help you to understand your consistency, your discipline, and how well you're doing throughout your job search. So, what I'm going to show you today, it's a one file. I'm going to be sharing this with you. It has two tabs, and I want to talk about first your weekly plan and then your progress check. So, first, let's start with your weekly plan. And I'll start with that because a lot of people, when they are desperate to find a job or they really want this, they kind of like go all in, right? They really want to do it and they end up spending like 5 hours of a day doing it. This is great if you have the energy, the health, and the mental health to do so. However, at some point, people tend to burn out. There are phases in the job search process. There are timelines. People do, wait some time to get back to you. There are other candidates in the process. There are many interviews in the process. In that sense, I prefer for people to, space it out and dedicate specifically days of the week to do their job search, to apply for roles, and to do their networking versus doing every single day, 5 hours a day. Because again, people tend to burn out. So here I just brought an example. Please don't don't take this as my recommendation for you, right? Like, so it's not like I'm recommending 2 hours a day only or all. Different people have different realities. Some people are unemployed right now. So yes, you do have more time. So maybe you can increase your time a day and you can actually do a little bit every day. Some people, are currently working and they have, hobbies and family and social commitments, and they might be very busy. So maybe 1 hour, 2 hours a day, that's all that we can get. And that's fine. So each person will have their own target. And this is just an example. So, what I want to show you here is how I would suggest for you to plan your week. So, for example, if evenings are better for you because you're working, then you might do that on a Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Like first thing in the morning, in the mornings on Friday and Saturday, because then you can get it done and then you can relax and enjoy the rest of your day. Mondays tend to be a good day. Tuesday and Wednesday as well, because people usually tend to post new things on a Monday. So Tuesday, Wednesday tend to be good days for you to look for opportunities. Fridays sometimes is always a good day too, because usually people try to post them before the weekend so people can review over the weekend. So spending some hours over the weekend is always recommended too. Your applications per week, again, it's going to depend how much you want this, how much time you have, how desperate you are. So all those things are going to play into action. So I don't want to say a specific number. All right. You're just going to go with what is good for you. I don't want you to go with 100 applications a week. I don't think that's one, something that you can keep doing it. Two, that's something that is actually going to be effective, because if you are applying for 100 roles a week or a month, they're likely not aligned to your resume, or you're not really doing the customization that you need to do. So I would say, if I would have to say a number, I would say something around 10. you know that could be doable, but try to time out, time to search, time to actually do the applications, time to actually go and customize your resumes. Some people prefer to say, for example, they prefer to have Mondays just to search for jobs, and they're going to do is search for jobs, and they're going to save. And then on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, for example, they will go and they would actually go to the saved jobs and they will apply to those jobs. Okay. So then one day just for job search and other days just for applications. Whereas there are people who prefer to search, find the job, apply. Search, find the job, apply. So people prefer, like, each person would have different ways of doing it. There's no right and wrong. There is what works for you. Each brain is wired differently. Again, maybe a plan will do anything for you, and it will do a lot for others. So these are tools to help you to be more efficient in your job search. But feel free to use them. So here at the end, you would put, how many applications you had a week. Let's say, 8 or 10, and you can see how much, like, how you're tracking against your applications. So this helps for several reasons. Again, one, so you can understand if you're being consistent. So let's say maybe you have 15 here, and then here you have, two. Like, that shows that you're not being consistent, and that you could have done differently, you could have done better. So this is important, and it is important that you maintain consistency across. Obviously, let's say that you have a vacation or something going on, so maybe that's what you do. Like, you're gonna double down on week 2, and then on week 3, when you're on vacation, you're gonna chill and relax a little bit. What I want you to take it from this is that do what works for you. Don't try to fit in a box. Do what works for you. But keep in mind to maintain consistency and to maintain a discipline. A lot of people tend to, have all this information, and when they actually go and apply, they get lost on, like, all those things that they need to do. So this can help you to organize your thoughts, and this can help you to see if you're actually putting the effort that you're supposed to and that you want to. If you want to get hired in 4 weeks, well, maybe your target needs to be a little bit more aggressive. Maybe your target is going to be 20. Again, it all depends off your plan. It all depends of how much time that you have in your hands. So those are the things that I would like for you to think about it and to focus on. Okay. So this is from a planning perspective. Then I would like for you to work here on the progress check. So on the progress check, this will help us to understand where you are in the process, how many roles you applied, if you could connect it with someone or not. Like, some people that have multiple resumes, that actually helps, right? Like, so for example, you would write what type of resume did you use, if it's the HR or like recruitment or learning, right? And if you had any responses, what kind of notes, maybe you need to follow up X day, and you put a comment, you put a, you can just, put a reminder for yourself. Everything that is in yellow, it's something that you need to follow up. So that help us to understand where you are in the process. And the most important thing is the link. Once we are really active in job searching, we tend to forget which roles that we applied. And then suddenly someone is going to call you and going to be like, hey, Marina, calling you for that PNC coordinator role. And I'll be like, what? What kind of, which role was that again? You applied for so many roles, right? So please save the link. It's very important to save the links, because once you are invited to an interview, you can go back to the link, understand what it is. Oh, yeah, well, that was the company. Oh, yeah, I remember that. I remember John Smith, right? And then you can kind of like connect the dots and prepare better for the interviews, which is our next topic. So again, do what works for you. I find that this really helps, and really helps to have conversations with clients, and for them to, like, for you guys to come to me and be like, hey, Marina, not having a lot of traction. Can you help me figure out what's going on? And then when we actually go and see the track, we see that there is, like, either no consistency, or, like, they're applying for 2 roles a week or something. So yes, that's going to take longer. So that helps us to figure it out and re-strategize if that's a need. if there is a need for that. Um, you can do that using Trello, using Canva, using any other tool, using your cell phone, whatever works for you. But again, this is just a tool that I would like to show you, and you're going to have access to that. And I hope it does really make your job search a little bit smoother, easier, and a little bit more fun too. Okay, next to the next topic.